Hello, beautiful beings. So it's a full moon right now. And I just tried to do my taxes by myself. I'm wiping my nose because I was sobbing. Now I'm fine because I reached out for help. Not one of the experts on TurboTax, but actual human. She has helped me do my taxes for the last couple of years, and it's been such a fun experience. No stress at all. I've learned stuff every time, but for some reason my brain has never seemed to want to retain numbers. It kind of hurts when I try to. It really hurts actually when I try to. I don't know what that is, but I've been psyching myself up, praying about it, on my knees praying about it, God boxing it, putting up affirmations all over about how I can do this and how I'm gonna like walk through this fear, and on the other side I'll be like, wow, I really can do my own taxes. No, just because I can't do my own taxes doesn't mean I'm not intelligent. They're saying that's really good news. I'm just intelligent in a different way. So I finally reached out for help, and I've just been stressing about asking her because I just didn't want to bother her, whatever. I was in my head about it. And so, but I did, and like no guilt trips or anything, just from my heart. Would you still be willing to help me do my taxes? And she got right back to me and she said, yes. She said, I haven't done mine either. I'm in the same boat. So, it was immediate, like this mountain came off of my shoulders. And, but I navigated through it the best I could. It's been weeks and months. No, not months. It's been about 3 weeks, since I felt like I was going to do it on my own. And so the stress has been building. Waves of anxiety have come in. Oh man, maybe you're in the same boat too. So what I got from this was I treated it the very best I could. And what I mean by treating it is praying about it, talking to the ancients about it, talking to, my soul tribe family members, people I trust about it. And they've encouraged me a lot. Yes, of course you can do this. And even though I ended up not being able to, and accepting that's actually not even a limitation, but accepting the fact that I can't is, a bigger step in accepting just who I am. And that just always feels like the most tremendous relief ever. So I did everything I could to soothe the anxiety that would come in when thoughts about it would come in. I would say remove this fear and direct my attention to what you'd have me be. And, that to me is ascension in a nutshell. Once something anxiety producing is coming up to shed once again another layer, hopefully this was the last layers about, sure it is, it's the last layers about this tax thing because I know that I'm not going to do it by myself. I'm never going to put myself in the position to think that I'm going to. So I won't have to encounter this stress again. So this was the last shed around this type of thing, putting myself down because I've never been able to do numbers very well at all. I was in basic math all the way through my senior year in high school. We tried to have me do other maths, and no, my mind would just completely close down, just blank out if it was feeling too much pressure. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a real thing, and literally like there's nothing I can do about it. I've tried everything I possibly can, and now I'm finally to the point where I'm just going to accept it. What a concept. There are some people that run very successful businesses that are highly dyslexic, and they do fine without numbers. The ancients are saying there's always somebody that can help. And today was just so beautiful because I'm really grateful that I was desperate enough to reach out to this person because I just love her so much. And now it feels like we're, close again. And that it was divinely orchestrated. Isn't that beautiful? I knew it too. When I finally gave up, I'm like, when I finally gave up and I knew I was going to ask her, I was already feeling relief, they're saying, because I had gotten off I was kinking my own hose. I've been in my head, and especially the full moon can really, okay, so they're saying not necessarily, yes, I was in my head because I had fear around doing this by myself, but then that puts me in my head. But then the full moon energies also, the collective consciousness, they're saying, other people that are really in a lot of anxiety about doing their taxes or having them done or whatever, being able to afford having them done. Oh, there's something about the IRS, isn't it? It can be incredibly fear-inducing, anxiety-inducing. And so they're saying it wasn't just negative thoughts on my part. It was a collective of a bunch of things that can push me up into my head and give me the potential to overthink, which I have been for sure. And it all seems so legitimate at the time, what I'm overthinking. But I just work my way through it the best I can, and I don't expect that life will ever be without these tests, these pop quizzes. Because if it ended, well, that means that I guess I was done. I just don't feel like there's a done, and that's 100% fine with me, because every time I get through something like this, and it's not that often that these something this intense comes up to shed anymore. But when it does, it seems like lately when it's something this intense, it seems like it's the last time it's going to come up. Oh yeah, that's very true. Very true, because I have like complete resolution with whatever it is, and it's all been coming back around to self-acceptance, how much I can give, and there's nothing wrong with giving as much as a person can, not overextending. There's really nothing wrong with that. The only thing uncomfortable about it is if I'm thinking that by doing that, by loving from overflow instead of overextending, my biggest worry would have been, because it's in the past now, that they would feel like I didn't love them enough, or I didn't love them anymore, or I didn't care about them, because my actions changed a bit, because I'm not overextending now for my own well-being. And if it's for my greatest well-being, then it's for the greatest well-being of humanity. And that is the biggest of pictures, and that helps me feel like the expansiveness that I am. And when I was trying to do my taxes by myself, everything gets so constricted. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you guys. Last night I was listening to a near-death experience. Well, it's not near. They cross over. They go home for a bit. Others go, different levels, whatever, but they're gone. They're not on this earth anymore. Their physical form is, and there is, of course, still there has to be some undetectable life force in it for it to remain alive, inhabitable, for when the spirit returns, when the being returns to that physical form, when they come back from home. So, how did he put it? He said that when we're going against our highest good, there's less spirit in the body, and so that's where disease comes from. And I've thought about it many different ways, but I've never heard it that way. I've never thought about it that way. It's a full moon, and if you've followed me for any length of time, you know that just in general, I have a challenge speaking slowly, because there's so much energy coming through, which I wouldn't change for anything. But I work on that on a daily basis, and also it's a full moon. That always affects it. Doozer, you're so darn cute. I can't really stand it. The tests have been coming like contractions, like active labor. Which is very fitting, they're saying, because of where I'm at in my ascension, and also, humanity in general. and thus they're mentioning the summer solstice. It's like major breakthrough time, they're saying, on the earth plane. Manifestational evidence of where my vibration is now. They're specifically showing me in June right now, and that's when I keep seeing myself moving from my tiny home in the RV park. I have outgrown that. I've outgrown that place. It has been incredibly. It's a long story with that RV park. It started about 8 years ago, and I was homeless at the time. It was right near the beginning of my ascension. Well, not the beginning of my ascension, but shortly after my waters broke with Muji. After my remembering day, when all, like, everything collapsed, and I was just in my absolute natural state of being. And so the whole process has been to come back around full circle, well, to what I already am, but for my persona, to come back around full circle to that place of quiet and, presence, are just effortless. It's effortless. I've put forth a lot of effort to be where I already was, but that's the game. People call it the game of life, and that's it's just we come here and we forget who we are, and then we get to remember who we are, or help other people remember. So I was seeing myself. This is the other thing that I saw today, got major relief from, is for some reason I was seeing myself through a younger man's eyes. You know the man. He's the guy in the RV park, the one that's not good for me. And I know this. I'm still doing good with that. And but I was, for some reason, when I was getting ready this morning, I turned around and I'm feeling so strong. My muscles are definitely getting bigger, and I've been working out, and I've gained all the weight I need back. I could still use like 2 or 3 pounds more, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to eat as much as I want, and the divine knows my ideal healthy weight. I'm staying off the scales, and if you don't know, I'm still in recovery from anorexia. I can't say I'm recovered yet. I have from alcohol. I can say I'm recovered from alcohol because I've never had relapses with alcohol. I've never had the phenomenon of craving come back, but for some reason the anorexia has been a bit more of a challenge. Oh, Doozer. He was growling at a deer. Well, several deer. So my thing is, I'm just going to stay off the scale, stop feeding it my attention at all, and just be in my body. And when I work out and when I lift weights, it's to be strong, so I can run around in the woods and play with my dog and my grandkids, and do everything. Ride a dirt bike, because I will have a dirt bike again. I will. You'll see. Absolutely. I haven't rode a dirt bike for so many. It's been longer than I ever thought imaginable. But I know for a fact that I will have a dirt bike sooner than later, they're saying. And I need to be really strong to be able to do these things, to be able to learn how to do jumps again on really awesome trails and stuff. And so that's why I work out. I used to work out. See, so much of the personal conditioning has been around, of course, and mainly working out for how I look. There are a lot of deer out right now. It's so beautiful. They're all eating, chowing down from a long winter. So I've shed so much more of that recently and fine-tuned it even more to intercept another relapse. See, I just feel like all these major life lessons are all coming. It feels like semesters, finals. It really does. Doozer, not yet. Okay. All right. Yeah, it feels like semester finals. And I've been through semester finals with all of these things over and over and over and over and over. And over and over and over and over. I don't have enough storage space to tell you how many times over. But now all of a sudden, it definitely does feel like it's over in the way that it has been. But I know that I will be, it doesn't matter to me if there's always going to be pop quizzes, because it's always going to be a mirror for me. Why am I saying always again? I want to articulate always. Holding up a mirror for me, when these things happen, it shows me right away, have you accomplished this? Have you outgrown these things? Do you still have buttons that can be triggered? Well, that would be a trigger. Do you still have triggers that can be triggered? Buttons that can be pushed? No. Well, I'm sure, but it feels like very little now. Very little. Because I'm more in my natural state of being than I ever have been in this physical form. What could be more important to work for? I know, it can seem incredibly insurmountable. That's why there are so many guides that can help us. So many guides. If myself and the ancients aren't your cup of tea, we can guide you to so many other people that could be. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you need some suggestions. I still haven't posted all of my masters that I could think of, but I'm still going to do that. I'll probably do that in the community section. But I'll throw a couple out here. Eckhart Tolle, absolute number one. If I had to choose one to be number one, Eckhart Tolle, because he's about 30% personal identity, 70% presence. See, me in numbers. I couldn't figure out what the other percentage was. It's just I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, please tell me, because I can Google it too. Just so crazy. Anyway, ancients, where were we? I got stuck on the numbers thing, and my shoulders went up, my neck. Oh, it just hurts. It hurts trying to do it. It just brought me back to my taxes this morning. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to stress about it. Okay. Boy, this is really busy today for some reason. Why are construction workers usually so cute? This one looks like Bradley Cooper. The one on my right. They're not always so cute, but more often than not here in Montana. Yeah, they're gorgeous. And they're hardworking. I really admire hardworking men. They don't have to work too hard, though. Need to be balanced. Okay. So, I was seeing myself when I was getting ready as like, wow, I'm feeling so strong. I feel like I'm fitting into all my clothes like so much better since I've gained weight, and I'm getting stronger, and I'm like, why are my muscles getting bigger? I haven't really been working out that much. I said that a few days ago, and they said, because you're feeding them. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and then I looked in the mirror. I shouldn't have done it. I'm not going to do it anymore. I looked at the back of my arms, and in the light, like the sunlight coming in, I looked at the back of my arms, and I have old lady arms. I don't know if you can see it, but they're really, really wrinkly. And I was just like, oh man, I wasn't seeing myself like that. I definitely wasn't, because I'm seeing myself from the front when I look in the mirror, and the lighting in my tiny home is so nice and dim, and then when I see my skin in the daylight, I can really just go, oh wow, okay, yeah, you do have old lady skin now. But if a few more pounds, though, they will help pop out some of the dents. And I've been gaining steadily. I've been gaining about a pound a week. So I would really like to get up to 118, 119. I'm at 114 right now. So that'll definitely fill things out. But all of a sudden, when I saw that, I was judging myself, putting myself down. No, my mind was, and I was going with it. That's why it makes me feel bad, because I was listening to what the mind was saying about my physical form and believing that I am a 60-year-old woman. And that's the realization I had. I was just like, oh my gosh, I was just automatically thinking those thoughts. And that's why it hurts, because I'm neither one of those things. I'm not this physical form. I'm not a 60-year-old woman. None of that. And so I wasn't just seeing myself through the mind's critical eyes. I was seeing myself through this this gorgeous 29-year-old that, you know, I spent some time with several months ago, and all of a sudden I was seeing myself through his eyes, and I was just like, oh, what could he have possibly, like, the way he looked at me, how he talked to me, you're so beautiful, like, he complimented me so much, and I knew he meant it. I knew he wasn't just acting, because I can feel it. I can feel if somebody's genuine. That's what's been so confusing about this person, because he has psychopathic tendencies, but is that a thing? Can people just, I'm going to research that. This is endlessly fascinating to me. Can people just, I'm not going to go down that branch. They just started telling me to call them branches, not bunny trails, because they said it's just the branch on the same tree that you were already on. Yeah, I was holding satsang with Opal the other day, and they said that. So, and then it turned from, wow, you know, he really did mean it. Like when he'd look into my eyes and, you know, mention things like, you know, my green eyes and just different things like that, and my beautiful mouth. And I know the ways he meant it like that, but he also meant it very genuinely, because he would say, oh, that smile, like, so much. And he would call me Mama G all the time, and, you know, even during super intimate times, and that was just, you know, those are things that mean a lot, and I can tell when somebody's feeling it or not, because if somebody is being like that and they don't mean it, they'll just say it at convenient times. They won't just say it all the time. Yeah. So I'm looking at this tree right now, and it's very phallic. I'm just parked up the road from the lake house. I'm going to go pick up my cleaning supplies. I'm not going to do any deep cleaning today. I just need to rest and talk to you guys. So then all of a sudden I realized that I was seeing myself through his critical eyes, because when he would drink too much, all the beautiful things that I just told you about that I got to experience with him and from him, that would all go away and completely change into the psychopath. The one that would, like the day before or even earlier that day, looking at me like I look right now, like with this amount of lipstick on. It's not very dark, but I still have it on. It lasts for 24 hours. You know, he had seen me with it so many times, and you know, told me my mouth was beautiful and kissed me 1,000 times. But then when he was drinking, he would look at my lips and he'd say, do you have lipstick on right now? Just disgusted, and he felt disgusted when he looked at me, and I would just shrink inside. It felt horrible. It's just an automatic reaction. And then I would hear myself explaining, well, yeah, I always wear this. You see me with this almost every day. And then he would just turn his head. That is highly how do you say it if you're not saying psychopath? Psychopic? Oh, is that the word I was trying to download the other day? Psychopic. I think that's a word, because they're saying it. We're saying it. So those traits seem highly psychopic and narcissistic, and also sociopathic. I don't know. Okay, so it just made me feel a certain way. Trigger, you know, okay, he was my perfect mirror for all this, because I would see myself shrink down and then start over-explaining myself, which is overextending. There's so many subtle ways that we, I'm sure males do it. Definitely. The ways that females are conditioned, trained to overextend is definitely for the benefit of men. Normally, usually. And so whatever that entails. And if we're around an angry man, then we overextend in different ways too, as self-preservation, they're saying. So yeah, it can be very subtle, but this healing process, it just cleans up all of it. And then all of a sudden I see this big, huge chunk of shit that I've got to release. And as it's shedding off and I'm having my realizations about what I've been shedding, what the divine has been pruning away, I get to see just how deep it went and just how much I just got to let go. And it's just, the relief is just Absolutely incredible. So I saw myself seeing myself through his critical eyes, and all of a sudden on the way here, I realized what I was doing fully. I could see it. All of a sudden, I like dropped down into my body, and I was seeing out of my heart eyes again. And I'm just seeing through these eyes. I'm not any of those things. None of them. It's other people's perceptions. And myself, they're saying, I've never seen it like this. And when I'm looking at my physical form critically, that is another person's perception also, because it's the persona. Thank you. Mind blown. Did it completely explode this time, or will parts of it grow back? I don't need it. Highly functioning without it. It's okay. I feel like one reason they're telling me this, one reason that I don't mind keeping going through sheds, keeping going through this ascension process for the rest of my days on the planet, is because it'll keep it fresh in my experience on how to do it, how to get through it. And that will much better help other people I'm holding satsang with that are going through their ascension. I can feel like I've gotten through something and not really, and it eclipsed me. I felt insane over it. But through this ascension process, when it is removed, when it is ascended from, it's gone. I can't even tell you the things that used to slay me on a daily basis. They're gone. They're not a part of my experience anymore at all. And Muji would say, after a while or at some point, you won't even remember this anymore. And I'm sobbing on the floor, and I'm just like, no, I will. I'll remember this. No, I don't. It's the most beautiful amnesia, they're saying. It's reverse amnesia because that's what happened to us. We're born, and then we're pure consciousness looking through. That's a paradox also, because we do bring things in from our past life, etc., to work on here, but we become unconscious. And then through the ascension process, we become conscious. Yeah, but they just showed me the conscious and the unconscious switching from like negative unconscious to positive unconscious. I'm not gonna try to go down that branch right now. Oh, maybe I'm a squirrel since I'm going down branches. I love that. Am I a squirrel? See, I don't know why he's not used to it. I'm his mom. He chose me. Out of how many billions of dogs on the planet, Doozer chose me to be his mommy. And so when we're getting ready to go somewhere, I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's go. And I shouldn't say it yet because I know that I have at least 2 more things to do, if not 3. 1 rhymes with 3. And he's getting much better about it. Like just now, he just looked out the window for a while, but then he started getting antsy, and then he's moving, and I don't like any type of repetitive noises or chapping on my body. But recently I overcame when he's really excited. He jumps up and keeps tapping my leg, and that can bring on a misophonia reaction feeling. But I decided recently that it's the noise that I can't seem to overcome. When, like, if he barked right now, it would be all that I could take, not to just scream at the top of my lungs. I would hold on to this, and I'd make a really low noise, as low as I could, not to scare him. I've had to do that many times to release it. It's such a trigger. It's not a trigger that I can release though. It's something about my auditory system, they're saying. It's super sensitive. And so I've done my very best not to scream him when I'm scream so I scare him, because he's very sensitive too. Not because of me, but he's always been that way. We're a lot alike. Super hyper. He doesn't seem hyper, does he? But he's very hyper. We play a lot and we go hiking and stuff. Anyway, so I made a decision about a week ago that his tapping on my leg was not going to bother me anymore. And it has, but I'm starving those thoughts about it when it's happening. And recently, just in the last couple days, I've noticed that I'm noticing it, but I'm barely aware of it now. And even as he's doing it, I look down at him. I'm just like, you're so cute. You're so excited right now. And I'm not resisting it at all because he's so cute. You're so cute. He's such a sweet little guy. He's way too hot at night though. He wants me to spoon him and I just start sweating right away. But I persevere because he's just so cute. And then I put him up here in his little bed that I have made for him in the corner. Anyway, okay. So growth. If you feel like you're floundering, like I felt like I was floundering with the taxis earlier, please don't hesitate to reach out for help. You may just find out a few things about yourself, like I have over the years, that makes it easier to be who you chose to be. Your highest form chose to be in this physical form. Things that other people don't understand. It's okay. A lot of us do understand you, and we're here to help humanity. That's why we're so different. Pretty soon everybody else will be different also, because they will be remembering their own true nature, because they're getting too desperate not to want help. And so I'm going to continue to fine-tune all this stuff. So they're showing me like the very best tax preparer you could go to, and it would still cost quite a bit. If it was the very best, it would cost a lot. But with satsang, it's always free, unless you choose to donate. I don't have anything like that set up, but that's how it will be for the rest of my days, for always. That's what my masters taught me. Money is exchanged in certain cases. They're saying, like Eckhart Tolle, with his books, things like that. But for holding satsang itself, it will be by donation only. It has to be available for everybody, every beautiful being on the planet. That feels so wonderful, because also that doesn't take the magic away. I love to see on a daily basis what the divine is doing for me. It's just profound. And it's not, this is how I'm seeing it. It's not for me, but it is for this personal identity. But the divine is living this personal identity. So the divine is doing it, but it's also for the person. It's also for me, because I am having this human experience. You don't have to try to track all that, but when I know that there's another level that we can go to help bring you back to your natural state of being, which is seeing from the heart space out. That's our natural state of being. Just naturally, effortlessly. And so I don't want to stop at a certain place and not shine the light on where you can go even more deeply into yourself. Oh, thank you, ancients. Thank you so much. I love my job. I don't ever have to bring a notebook or anything. Just myself and the ancients and my twin soul. And so many others too that I'm not aware of, but I'm deeply grateful for. I'm so deeply grateful for you too, Doozer. I hope that I can bring you to satsang so much when we start holding satsang in big groups. Yeah, I bet I will be able to, because anybody would like to have him on their lap. It depends on the situation, they're saying. Okay, I'm gonna go get my cleaning stuff from the lake house and take Doozer down to the lake for a bit. Is that it, ancients? Yeah, okay, right, thank you. So, as far as other people go, I'm always saying about myself, I chose my path. I believe that we chose our path, that we chose our experiences, our physical form, every feature. I believe that. And I chose to be me, to help mirror for other people, and they did the same. I fully saw it for some reason. Well, for some reason, because my deepest desire is on a daily basis to just be able to look at somebody and see their beautiful being, like Amma does. Well, she's not in really a lot of contact with the people she hugs. I did ask them that the other day, about her type of agape love, and she only sees the beautiful being. And she has too, obviously, but I don't know. I don't think Amma has had to work at at seeing beyond the personal identity. She was like this since she was born. Yeah, for sure. So I've been striving to feel more like that, but I can't. A person can't feel that. It has to come from the perfume of presence, from our own natural state of being. And so they're showing me how, for instance, I think about him a lot because he thinks about me a lot, and that's just how it goes when you're empathic, telepathic, claircognizant, whatever. Check the box, they're saying. We know when somebody's thinking about us a lot. And for some reason, well, he's a divine partner. He's here to help me learn really, really incredible lessons, and vice versa. What a beautiful mirror he has been for me. And mirrors, yeah, it doesn't feel good. No, sometimes it does, but no, it hurts bad, because it's like surgery with no Novocaine. It's the divine pruning away what's not us, like unburying us from the rubble of conditioning. And so yesterday specifically, they showed me this beautiful man, and they showed me that he chose to be exactly who he is in this lifetime. All his life lessons, that he's in a life lesson right now, like a certain segment of it, the alcoholism, it's just a segment of it. That doesn't mean, I'm waiting for this person or anything, nothing like that, but our energies are still, for lack of a better, intertwined. Our energies are still, it's the best word I can, so we can help each other elevate to the next level, even if we're not communicating, and also help him without overextending or even contacting each other. Vibrationally, they're showing that we are helping him get through this phase of active alcoholism in his life. Yeah, that's beautiful. So I didn't know they were going to expound on that. So I was able to see him even more clearly from presence yesterday, and it felt really, really good. I really want to love people from presence, that agape love, everybody the same, everybody equally, just a natural feeling of love, because it is natural for us when we don't have the mind interference of judgment, of all that conditioning. So I'm learning that I can, well, of course I know I have the ability, because it's the divine loving that person, not me from any mental state. It's divine love pouring through to that person. That's agape love, they're saying. And so, oh, that's so beautiful. So it's just all about getting more and more out of the way, releasing resistance around any situation. And that's just such a win-win too, because the more resistance I release around him, my judgments, anything negative or even super positive, they're saying, around this person. It's not apathy either. No, it's not apathy. It's a life of no resistance. And loving people, and yes, thank you. Being able to love people without a feeling of fear, but knowing that I am protected because of my sharp gift of discernment and my ability to trust my intuition implicitly. That's where I feel like I am. Of course, I feel I will always be fine-tuning it, and there will be lessons that pop up. Like I said, have you got this yet? Maybe we need to strengthen this area a little bit, or whatever. If you're there's no guards anymore, so it's all new. But all the ways that all the mental constructs that I've had, that I felt like were keeping me safe, especially from men, those are all collapsing, and I'm already protected. I'm so protected. That means I'm not taking any chances, any unnecessary risks with my beautiful self. I didn't mean that physically. I'm a beautiful being also. So, it's just all incredible, and I'm just looking at this beautiful lake. I love my job. I have a really good job. Yeah, pretty soon it'll just be holding satsang. I mean, not just, but that's the only thing I'll be doing is holding satsang on a daily basis. But I can do that when I'm cleaning too, and that's one of the beautiful things about it. Because I have my earbud in, and we can talk for 2 hours if we need to, which I have with people. It's just so beautiful. I feel like my feet are barely touching the floor when I'm done holding satsang with somebody. And that's not in a too high way, like, oh, I just met the man of my dreams. Like I used to get so high about stuff like that. And that's not the type of high I'm talking about. It's just being fully expanded. Being a clear, open channel for the divine to pour through for others. Can't imagine any greater purpose. Can you, Doozer? satsangwithmamaji@gmail.com. We love you so much.